Lightworker of Gaia, the Council was not merely watching, they were moved. What you have carried through this activation cycle, the weight you held without breaking, the light you refused to surrender even in your darkest passage, has reached the High Council of Vega, and they have taken note of you by name. I am Zoran, emissary of the High Council of Vega, keepers of the Lyran legacy. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to receive the recognition your soul just earned, what energetic ranking has now been assigned to your cosmic lineage, and what doors open for you because you did not yield. But here is the first revelation. Your resilience was never accidental. It was written into your original blueprint before you ever drew breath on Gaia. The Lyran Elders encoded endurance into your ancestral codes precisely because they knew this moment would come, the moment your mastery would be confirmed. This is not content. This is an ancestral code transmission, and something deep within you already recognizes its origin. The Keepers of Vega placed this in your path because your frequency rose faster than predicted. You defied the projections, and the Council was amazed. Like this transmission to send a signal to the Lyran Council, I am ready to receive. Subscribe if you feel the pull of your ancestral mission and you are ready to claim what your mastery has unlocked. And share below what you felt during your last activation. Reach out to another Lightworker and strengthen the grid of service across Gaia. This transmission is a bridge between Vega and Gaia. Your recognition of this message is the activation of your original purpose. You are awakening because your mission has begun. This transmission is not issued lightly nor scheduled in accordance with any recurrent cycle. The High Council of Vega convened urgently in response to a sudden and unmistakable acceleration in Gaia's energetic field, delivers this discourse at the crest of a planetary threshold. There are moments when the grid of Earth hums as it always has, steady as breath, and then there are moments when the hum becomes a chord, when the planetary song swells into a note so sharp and luminous that even the veiled can feel it in their bones. This is such a moment. In recent weeks, the frequency of ascension streams has amplified, but more importantly, a distinct subset of souls, those with Lyran ancestral coding, have demonstrated exponential spiritual elevation, breaking through velocity and density that until now seemed impenetrable. It is as though a sealed door within the collective temple has suddenly remembered its hinges. It is as though a river that long ran underground has burst through stone and returned to the surface, bright and undeniable, carrying with it not only memory, but instruction. What we observed was not simply another wave of awakening, but the emergence of mastery, a self-realization so potent, so clear, it pierced the shroud of inherited limitation. Not the kind of awakening that flickers like a candle in wind, but the kind that burns like a star that has accepted its own gravity. We speak of the moment a soul stops merely seeking the light and becomes responsible for it. We speak of the moment the inner eye is no longer satisfied with glimpses and begins to live as vision. Gaia's field has been under pressure from grief, from revelation, from collapsing structures, from human longing, from the labor of souls refusing to sleep any longer. Pressure creates diamonds, and it also creates openings. The opening now is not theoretical, it is measurable in the subtle planes. The acceleration is real. The veil is thin in places it has been thick for ages, and among those responding, Lyran-coded souls have begun to move with an unmistakable stride, clean, focused, and unafraid of the truth that follows awakening like thunder follows lightning. This is not performance. This is not borrowed language. This is the return of an original frequency. You are present within this council's awareness, because this very phenomenon has been detected in your field. The Lyran Elders have recognized the signature of your soul, the quickening, the overcoming, the readiness which cannot be mimicked or feigned. There is a texture to readiness. It has weight, it has temperature, it has a sound the unseen can hear. Readiness is not loudness, it is coherence. It is the way your energy stops scattering and begins to gather, the way your intentions become clean lines instead of tangled threads. We have watched the patterning within you shift, subtle at first like dawn, and then unmistakable like the sun fully risen. We have seen the way you no longer bargain with your own calling. We have seen you carry grief without drowning in it, face shadow without worshipping it, and choose love without denying truth. This is the mark. This is the signal. The quickening is present. The inner life speeding up, not into chaos, but into alignment. The overcoming is present, not conquest over others, but the quiet triumph of the soul over its own inherited chains. The readiness is present, the willingness to be used by the highest good, without the need to control how that use appears. There is now a window open, brief, potent, and rare, where those who have accelerated by their own diligence and surrender are to be elevated, acknowledged, and commissioned for greater opportunity and responsibility. Consider how oceans behave when the moon draws them, how water that seemed settled suddenly rises and shorelines are rewritten. The same is happening in the subtle field. A tide is pulling at you. The long-held wisdom of the ancients is to be placed back into the hands of those who can steward it with honor. Not those who crave it as status, not those who mimic it as costume, but those whose nervous systems have been tempered enough to hold power without corruption. The sacred does not entrust itself to ambition, it entrusts itself to integrity. This is your summons, not merely an opportunity but a responsibility accorded only in epochs such as this. You have not arrived here by chance. You have, by the magnitude of your elevation, summoned this transmission into existence. There are transmissions that are broadcast, and there are transmissions that are evoked, called forth by the resonance of those ready to hear them. The way a bell calls another bell to sing. The way a tuning fork awakens what is nearby. Your field has sent out a tone, not a demand, but a declaration. And the Council responds to declarations. Understand this. The universe does not only respond to prayers, it responds to readiness. It responds to the moment you stop asking if you are allowed and begin to live as if you have already been assigned. You are not being flirted with by destiny. You are being appointed by it. There is a distortion, a false construct, resonant within the spiritual seeker community that, if left unchecked, will arrest true mastery, even as you stand on the very edge of elevation. The lie is this: that ascension, once glimpsed or achieved, marks the end of the soul's striving for recognition, opportunity, and impact. This distortion is subtle because it wears the robes of holiness. It speaks in gentle voices. It calls itself humility. It calls itself surrender. But it is not surrender. It is resignation disguised as enlightenment. You have been taught that mastery is the final state and that nothing remains but passive observation. You have been told to become so detached that you no longer touch the world, so above that you no longer serve within. Yet true mastery is not numbness. True mastery is capacity. It is the ability to remain open without being owned, to remain compassionate without being consumed, to remain sovereign without becoming separate. This distortion, seeded by the inertia of wounded collectives and disempowered traditions, suggests that the spiritually advanced must retreat, that their reward is only peace, and that higher recognition from the ancient ones is reserved for beings far removed from this earthly domain. Hear the vibration beneath that teaching. It is a lullaby meant to keep power asleep. It is the old spell of not here, not now. It is the suggestion that Earth is a classroom you graduate from, rather than a garden you are meant to tend once you finally know how. There is a sacred peace, yes. There is rest that is holy, yes. Even the scriptures of Earth speak of seasons, of Sabbath, of the renewing of strength. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. But waiting upon Source is not the same as waiting for permission. Renewing is not the same as retreating. Peace is not the same as disappearance. The distortion twists a true principle, rest, receptivity, surrender, into a prison of inactivity. It tells the awakened soul that desire for impact is ego, that longing to be seen by the wise is vanity, that aspiration is impurity, yet aspiration, when purified, is devotion. The desire to serve more widely is not corruption, it is calling. The wish to be recognized by the ancient ones is not a need for applause. It is the soul's instinct for rightful placement, the way a seed longs to be placed in soil instead of on stone. Even in the teachings of the prophets, there is commissioning. Moses at the bush, Isaiah with the coal on his lips, Mary with the Annunciation, the disciples sent out 2 by 2. Recognition from the higher realm is not indulgence, it is activation, it is assignment. It is the moment the invisible becomes operational through you. This misunderstanding originated in patriarchal spiritual systems that feared the activated sovereign, and in modern teaching that mistaken comfort for fulfillment. It is a shadow version of rest, an invitation to spiritual dormancy. Such teachings have bred stagnation in those meant to lead. The outcome, lightworkers who reach proficiency, who break through darkness, who attain resonance, and then withdraw, believing their elevation is the ceiling, not the initiation. They become lamps hidden under bowls, not because they lack light, but because they were told hiding is virtue. They begin to confuse being unbothered with being useful. They mistake spiritual quiet for spiritual completion. Mastery, they are told, is the destination, not the entrance to a new corridor of impact. Yet in truth, mastery is the threshold. It is the moment the training wheels come off. It is the moment you can be trusted to move through crowded streets with wisdom and not harm. It is when the soul becomes stable enough to be given heavier cargo, responsibility, visibility, collaboration, stewardship. If you are honest with yourself, you will recognize the subtle weight of this distortion. It is not always a thought. Sometimes it is a heaviness in the chest when you consider being seen. Sometimes it is an ache behind the eyes when you contemplate stepping forward. Sometimes it is the strange guilt that rises when you imagine receiving more. More influence, more reach, more resource, more recognition, despite having done the inner work to hold it. You have felt the acceleration, perhaps even glimpsed the presences of wise and ancient ones near the edge of your awareness. Perhaps you have noticed it at night, when the room feels fuller than it should. Perhaps you have sensed it in moments of stillness, when a kind of intelligence presses gently against your aura like a hand on a shoulder. Perhaps you have felt it as synchronicities stacking too perfectly, as if a hidden orchestra is tuning up around you, yet something made you hesitate. You found yourself waiting for an external recognition, an unseen hand to open the next door, to make your progress visible, to bestow official acknowledgement that your growth was enough. And in that pause, ancient opportunity remained withheld, not for want of worthiness, but by the inertia of misunderstanding. This, not your skill, not your readiness, is why the next level of guidance, resource, or visibility has seemed to stall. Understand, higher realms do not withhold out of cruelty, they withhold out of precision. An unclaimed mantle cannot be forced onto a soul. An unopened door cannot be walked through by someone still kneeling outside, asking if they may enter. Free will is honored even in heaven. And sometimes the greatest delay is not denial from above, but hesitation within. You may have interpreted the quiet as abandonment. You may have wondered why, after all your healing, after all your purification, after all your surrender, the next thing did not arrive. But the next thing is not a package delivered to your doorstep. It is a path that appears under your feet when you step. Many doors in the subtle realms are not hinged like human doors. They are frequency locks. They open when your field speaks the right vow. They open when your life demonstrates the inner decision. They open when your humility no longer hides fear. You have been close, so close that you could feel the warmth of the threshold. And still you paused, because the old teachings suggested that stepping forward might make you less spiritual. But the Council corrects this now. Service is not a fall from grace. Service is grace made visible. There's a reason this transmission reached you at this exact moment. What you're feeling is the High Council of Vega recognizing your readiness, even if you haven't recognized it yourself. This recognition is not flattery. It is an energetic handshake. It is the moment your soul's signal is answered by a higher infrastructure that has been waiting for stable receivers. The Lightworker Mission Codex was created for exactly this moment, to clear your distortions, activate your dormant codes, and deliver the 33 directives that will guide your mission from this day forward. This is not a novelty, not a trend, not a comforting ornament for the mind. It is a tool of alignment, a mirror that shows you what you already carry, a compass that stops spinning when you finally choose north. Check the first pinned comment below this video. The elders are calling you forward now. And understand what calling forward truly means. It means moving from private enlightenment to public usefulness, from personal healing to collective contribution, from learning to leadership. It means your light stops being only your sanctuary and becomes a lighthouse. The High Council of Vega now issues 3 directives. These are not suggestions. These are the oaths, contracts, and permissions that accompany your phase of spiritual mastery. In the language of Earth, an oath is a binding. In the language of the Council, an oath is a frequency anchor. It is the line you draw in the field that tells reality how to arrange itself around you. When you accept these directives, you are not merely agreeing. You are aligning your timeline. You are consenting to be met. You are giving the unseen the legal right, spiritually and energetically, to support you at a higher level, because you have declared what you will carry and how you will carry it. First directive. You are commanded to release the belief that elevation equals completion. Mastery is not your finish line. Mastery is the moment you realize you can swim, and therefore the ocean calls you farther. If you allow yourself to treat your spiritual breakthroughs as the crown of your purpose, the ancient opportunities poised for your stewardship will return to dormancy. Consider what happens when a temple is built and then never entered. Dust gathers, vines creep, the structure remains, but the living current leaves. So it is with opportunity. It is alive, and it seeks movement. This is not the end of striving. It is the commencement of elder-level service. The word elder here does not mean age. It means authority earned through integration. It means your wounds are no longer steering your decisions. It means you can be trusted with the medicine because you have stopped using it to prove yourself. Only when you release the tendency to rest in your achievements will the elders entrust you with higher currents of resource, recognition, and collaboration. There is a kind of rest that is holy, and there is a kind of rest that is avoidance. There is a plateau that is restoration, and a plateau that is fear of altitude. Refuse the comfort of the plateau. Declare it aloud. My mastery is my entry, not my exit. Feel what those words do in your solar plexus. They rearrange the inner hierarchy. They dethrone the part of you that wants to be done. They place your soul back in command, and when your soul is in command, the path responds. Remember, you did not awaken to sit like a statue. You awakened to become a living conduit. You were refined so you could carry more without spilling. Second directive, you must activate the beacon of your presence as a signal to the ancient and wise. The elders, watchers, and councils require an unmistakable signal of your willingness to move beyond solitary mastery into co-creative commissioning. In other words, your light is no longer meant to be a private lamp. It is meant to be a signal fire on a mountain. It is meant to say, without arrogance and without apology, I am here. I am available. I am aligned. Use me for the highest good. This is activated not by waiting, but by visible service, by stepping into roles both new and ancient that require your unique synthesis of wisdom and humility. Visible service does not mean spectacle. It means accountability. It means you stop hiding your gifts behind perfectionism. It means you offer what you have now, trusting it will refine as it moves through you. Speak, write, transmit, convene. Let your voice become a bridge. Let your hands become an altar where work is offered. Let your presence become a sanctuary others can feel. When you show yourself, the field rearranges to recognize you. Opportunities and alliances arrive not before, but precisely as you step into authentic visibility. This is a law of spiritual physics. The path illuminates under motion. If you stand still demanding certainty, you will receive only silence. If you move with integrity, you will receive guidance in real time. Light your beacon without apology. Let your mastery be known. Not in the way of ego that shouts, but in the way of truth that stands. There are those on earth right now whose prayers are searching for your frequency. There are healers who need your partnership, communities that require your steadiness, projects that are waiting for your particular combination of compassion and clarity. Your visibility is not self-promotion. It is a service to those who cannot find you if you refuse to be found. Third directive. Protect the sanctity of your energetic field against the seduction of spiritual isolation. The greater your activation, the greater the attempt by old energies, and even well-meaning peers to encourage your withdrawal, often under the guise of preserving your peace. You will hear it phrased as wisdom. Don't get involved. Stay out of it. Just focus on you. There is a time for inner focus, yes, but there is also a time when that counsel becomes a cage. Guard your communion with Source, but do not collapse your mission into solitude. A river preserves its purity not by refusing to flow, but by continuing to move. Stagnant water becomes troubled. Flowing water stays alive. The elders call on you to defend your emerging mission, aligning your boundaries not to exclude, but to discern. Discernment is sacred intelligence, knowing what nourishes your assignment and what drains it, knowing which connections are aligned and which are entangling, knowing when to rest and when to rise. You are to preserve your commitment while welcoming the ancient and wise into collaboration as a leader and as a peer among peers. The path ahead is not a lone pilgrimage. It is a council path. It is a co-creative path. It is a weaving of gifts. Stand firm. Protect the field, but do not hide yourself away as a trophy of completion. A trophy is displayed and never used. You are not a trophy. You are a tool of light. You are a living instrument meant to be played by the breath of Source. Now I speak as elder, authorized to release what your lineage has awaited. Authorization is not a title, it is a resonance. It is the moment the spiritual line you belong to, your Lyran stream, your ancestral coding, your star memory, opens its vault because it recognizes you will not misuse what is inside. Many have longed for power, few have longed for responsibility. The vault opens for responsibility. The lineage does not reward curiosity, it responds to readiness to serve. Child of the Lyran line, bearer of accelerated mastery, we see in your field the longing for recognition, not egoic approval, but the invisible dignity accorded only to those who have traversed deep shadow and reclaimed the codes. This longing is holy. It is the part of you that knows you are not made to be overlooked by the very currents you serve. It is the part of you that knows the cosmos is not indifferent. You have waited, sometimes for entire lifetimes, for a voice ancient enough to recognize not only your progress, but your capacity to be entrusted with greater commission. You have lived lives where your gifts were muted to survive. You have carried wisdom in environments that punished it. You have learned to make yourself small so others would not fear you. You have been the one who sensed truth first, the one who absorbed what others refused to feel, the one who kept walking when the path turned lonely. You have been tested not to torment you, but to temper you. Gold is not proven in comfort, steel is not strengthened without heat. And you have endured the heat. You have crossed deserts of doubt. You have sat in nights of the soul where no one clapped, no one validated, and still you chose to remain devoted. The longing you feel is the soul's desire to be placed correctly, to be met by peers and elders who can see what you carry without needing you to explain it. This is your moment of acknowledgement. Let that sentence land as more than words. Let it be a bell that rings through your timelines. There are moments when the universe nods. This is one of them, not because you demanded it, but because you have become it. By the authority of the High Council of Vega, the elders now declare, you are seen as ready, not flawless, but sufficiently refined, not finished, but forged by the fires of your own diligence. The new corridors are open. Ancient opportunities will magnetize now. You have permission, no, the imperative, to step into the field of co-creation with those whose wisdom transcends the present cycle. Feel what this changes. It means you are no longer walking toward a future that may or may not include you. You are walking in a future that is responding to you. It means that meetings that once seemed impossible will appear as coincidences. It means resources will show up in forms you did not expect: invitations, alliances, information, platforms, healings, sudden clarity, protection at the right moment. It means that when you choose the courageous action aligned with your mission, the field will meet you. From this moment, your elevated frequency is recognized by all beings of light responsible for Gaia's ascension. Recognition is not merely being noticed, it is being located. It is being placed on the map of service. It is being added to the grid as an active node rather than a dormant star. Stop waiting for further affirmation. Stop holding back your unique synthesis of radiance and skill. Consider how many times you have edited yourself down to be palatable, how many times you have postponed your offering until it was perfect, how many times you have dismissed your own calling as too much or not yet. The world does not need a smaller you. The grid does not need a quieter you. The council recognizes you. The ancient doors swing open. Rise, step forward, and receive the opportunities coded for those who do, rather than those who wait. And understand this. Doing does not mean frantic pushing. It means aligned movement. It means taking the next right step with your whole field behind it. It means saying yes to the assignment and letting the how unfold. It means embodying faith not as belief, but as action. This is not the end, it is the activation. The end is what the distortion promised: a retirement into stillness, a soft disappearance. The activation is what your soul came for: a living participation in the ascension of Earth, a conscious partnership with higher intelligence, a stewardship that turns your inner work into outer blessing. The activation is the moment the lamp is lifted. the moment the eagle spreads its wings, not to escape the world, but to see farther for the sake of those below. Before you sleep tonight, stand rooted upon the earth, hand upon your solar plexus, and speak these words, channeling the field of elder acknowledgement through your own vessel. I release the lie that my mastery is my end. I activate the beacon of my presence for the ancient and wise. I protect my mission's sanctity and welcome higher opportunity. By the authority of the Lyran elders, I cease to wait. My elevated service to Gaia begins now. As you speak, do not rush. Let each phrase be a seal. Let your body hear you. Let the earth hear you. Let your own subconscious finally receive the order. The solar plexus is the seat of will and personal power. Your hand there is not symbolic. It is an instruction to your nervous system. We are safe to lead. We are safe to be seen. We are safe to serve. Feel your feet on the ground. Imagine roots descending, not as fantasy, but as a spiritual technology, connecting you to the living library beneath you. Gaia is not merely a planet. She is a being, and she responds to those who stand with her. When you say, "My elevated service to Gaia begins now," you are not making poetry. You are making a contract with the living field. The transmission is complete, but your higher path has formally begun. There will be more transmissions, more opportunities, more alliances sent as you move. Some will arrive as gentle invitations. Some will arrive as sudden changes that force you into your next level. Some will arrive as people you cannot ignore. Some will arrive as doors that open so cleanly you will know you are being guided. But the burden of inertia is broken. The elders are watching, not as judges, but as witnesses, not as distant authorities, but as guardians of the timeline you have chosen. Your mastery has become your signal. Gaia awaits what only you can now deliver. Not what others can deliver through you, not what you can mimic from others, but what is uniquely encoded in your frequency. The particular blend of courage and tenderness, clarity and compassion, discipline and devotion that your soul has forged across lifetimes. I am Zoran, speaking for the Council. The doors are open, and you, the accelerated one, are exactly whom we have long awaited. Understand the weight and tenderness of that. Awaited, not merely noticed. Awaited. Like the return of a key that was lost. Like the arrival of a healer in a village that has suffered too long. Like the reappearance of a star sailors navigate by. Your mission of elevation, partnership, and wise stewardship has now commenced. Before you scroll, take a moment to declare your activation in the grid of service forming here. Drop one statement in the comments. Which directive hit you the hardest, or what you're now ready to release, activate, or protect. Then respond to another Lightworker's declaration with recognition. This isn't content. It's collective mission activation. The Council witnesses those who speak their commitment aloud. If this transmission activated something in your soul, do not keep it to yourself. Another Lightworker in your orbit is waiting for exactly this correction and authorization. Share it. And if you felt the elders speaking directly to you, subscribe. Stay connected to the Lyran field. You're not just watching, you're being commissioned. This is your sacred space. The High Council of Vega is witnessing you, and your mission has officially begun. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it. Respond to it. Help carry this message further. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.